welcome back. Our studio is full of shining stars today, and we have another one right now. Chandra, would you introduce her, please?
Yes, thank you, Susan. So our shining star here today is for April.
April.
We weren't able to honor Sara in April, and she's our shining star. Sara is with Home Support, and she's been with Greenspring for about 5 years. And so it's wonderful to be able to acknowledge her winning this award. As our viewers know, that this is a very difficult award to win because we have so many wonderful things that happen on a daily basis with staff, and it's a nomination process, and then there's multiple people that get nominated, and then the team sits down and decides who's going to win for the month. So you were the winner for April.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Sara's one of the nomination pieces is a letter that came for Sara expressing extreme satisfaction, which I think is love. I love to see that word.
It's a big word.
It's a big word. As a caregiver, for this person specifically talks about their diagnosis with cancer and treatment following a fall last summer, and how all of the aides and Home Support have been trained and helpful. However, Sara's proficiency stands out and needs to be noted. She's industrious, helpful, and she anticipates the needs of this person and her customers.
That's really important.
Very important. Very, very important. She's always eager to learn new ways to help me. This person writes, she has patience and has been such a help through the healing process. Talks about how cheerful your demeanor is, how important it is that you have been helping with the person's ability to walk again and overall health. And she gently reminds me to drink your water and do your chair exercises.
Good for you.
And her response and requests make this individual feel cheerful and willing to do that. So she's really, the letter talks about how she's really, again, approaching the individual's care not just as a physical need, but a holistic all across the board. What really brings that spirit alive again and wanting to get better and move. She said, I cannot praise her enough. She goes beyond the basics of caregiving, and I appreciate all that she does, and the team, and is grateful to the Home Support team, and it's been really important in my recovery, and Sara has been a very important part of that. So
that's terrific, especially to help your patient want to get better, because sometimes people they lose the desire to want to get better, and if you can encourage someone to do that, that's very special.
It's my pleasure.
Good.
So Sara, I'm going to hand to you, this is a couple of things. Let's start with, this is a letter of accommodation that will be going into your file. We have a copy for your file. This is your copy, and I'll hand you this over. And then this is the Going Above and Beyond certificate for Shining Star of the Month for Sara. And additionally, we have a small token of our appreciation for you to enjoy. There's a gift card for you to go out and do whatever makes you happy.
Thank you so much.
Because you make a lot of people happy, so thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
I enjoy helping people.
Good.
Not only here, wherever I go.
Thank you.
How long have you been at Greenspring, Sara?
About 5.5 years.
About 5.5 years, and
yes.
You obviously enjoy your work here.
Yes, I love helping, assisting, in any way I can.
Good.
As much as I can, as long as I can.
That's good.
I like to help.
That's the perfect personality for the work that you do.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. We're glad you're on our team.
Thank you for having me.
Good.
We're very glad, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Chandra, do we have other things we want to talk about today? You brought
I did. I brought
a newspaper
article
with you today. What do we read in the papers? So
this is an article that is gone out in the Fairfax County Times, and this is about Springfield retiree returns to the workforce with a smile. And the celebrity is our own Daniel Anacona. He is part of the environmental group here, also,
and very active in our environmental group.
And it's really nice. The article talks about because he's at Green Spring and how he has the ability to go back to work and know that, you know, his loved one is here and
Right.
cared for, and he, you know, he's able to contribute. And it's interesting because he said it's like you can retire from a job and then re-retire and start another job, and that's the great flexibility. that
Another
he
shining
has.
star.
Another shining. Oh, we've got another shining star. Oh, great!
Oh.
Excellent. Let's take this off so you don't go with that.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks for coming, Sarah.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So just a really nice.
So
one.
we're glad to see Dan in the papers.
Yes.
And
the
he's
papers.
really contributes so much here to Green Spring with the environmental movement. And I think this is the kind of work he does.
Yes, that's what he does.
in his
He does.
job.
And he drives to Maryland.
To Maryland?
He
Oh, gosh.
does.
He is dedicated.
He is. He
Well, we're
drives
happy
around.
to see him.
I am. It's
being
really nice. And we're actually going to be sharing that also in, I know that we will have him featured in the Erickson
Tribune.
Tribune.
Well, that's
also.
terrific. So
That'd
we,
be nice.
if we missed him in this newspaper,
Yes.
all of us can see
We'll
him
have
in
it
that
also
paper
there.
that's available
Also
in our
there,
lobbies.
It's wonderful to see that it gives people the opportunity to do what their passion is.
Yes.
And
That's
still feel,
good.
you know, that their loved one is here, they're here.
Yeah.
And you know, he talks about this is a great decision that he made. So
Good.
happy to hear that.
It's working out well for his family
It
to be
is,
here.
Absolutely. So I thought I'd share that today.
So I have a question.
Sure.
A week or so ago, we had big town hall over in Hunter's Crossing, and we were introduced to the plan for the repositioning, a word I do not understand, the repositioning
Renovations.
of town center.
Right.
And we heard that those boards with showing the redesign were going to be in the 3 different
That's correct.
clubhouses. And with my usual level of organization, I managed to miss all 3 of them. But I understand there's another place where I can go and look at what that's going to look like.
Absolutely. So in administration, where my office is in Town Center, if you come in, Priscilla, my assistant, has a reading file. So there's a binder
Okay.
that has the drawings in it and the same information that was in the slide deck that you can sit and look at your leisure.
Oh, okay.
And then we're there if there's any questions. So, you know, I may be in and out of the office, but
So we can just go
answer.
in and say, Priscilla,
Absolutely.
we'd like to look at that book. And then is there a way we can leave comments?
yes. So there's a like an index card.
Okay.
A little bit larger that you can write feedback, and we've been collecting the feedback and compiling it so then we can see kind of what the trend is and what the
Okay.
questions are. You know, a lot of the questions have been, how do I use my meal in this proposed new dining venue? And that's an answer that I need to get on how it's going to be set up, and that's more of the operational questions
Okay.
that we don't have the answers for yet. And
But those are things to think about.
Right,
And it never,
yes.
I know so many times people are saying, well, nobody listens to what I say. But you do want to know what we have to
Right,
say, because
exactly.
the people planning it, they look at it from one aspect, but we're going to be living there.
Exactly.
And we can bring up questions that you might not think of.
Right, and that was even part of as we went through the designing, to listen to the residents' feedback. And so some of the features and accessibility and kind of where things are going, that has been very important to be able to listen to the residents' viewpoints on does this make sense or not, and the suggestions, and being able to incorporate them. You know, so it's not that you say that, you know, that everything has changed exactly the way everybody wants it.
Well, it
but
never
it's nice
can
to
be.
get all the different feedback and find what's kind of the best.
And sometimes it's the simplest question. Back in the 70s, I was a teacher, and we were building a new school.
Right.
I was a home ec teacher, so I was able to see the plan for what my home ec classroom was going to look at. And the first thing I noticed was there was carpet in the kitchens.
Ooh.
So I immediately went to the superintendent's office and said, carpet in the kitchen is not a very good idea,
Right.
Mr. Tucker. And he said, no, we'll put that right down and talk to the planners about that.
Right.
Unfortunately, it didn't get very far, and the first day, walked into my new classroom and carpet in the kitchens.
Oh, wow.
And as you can imagine, the first day the kids cooked, hot syrup poured right on that lovely
my
carpet in the
gosh.
kitchen. So,
Wow.
you know, it's important to give that feedback, give those suggestions, and I feel strongly they'll be a little more listened to here than they were in my school.
We're absolutely trying to make sure that we incorporate those. And again, a lot of them I've been getting have been operational questions that we'll get back to.
Good.
With the answers. The other part of it, I've had some questions about the library, the setup of it, because it doesn't look exactly the way they want it to be. So we have a meeting set up with the library group to go through and say, how do you think it's best in that space, the functionality and the use of it. So, wanting to make sure that we've incorporated that, because we did have that opportunity with the computer lab leadership, and then also we will, we did also with the treasure chest.
Right.
The ladies that do that, because they're all really important components of the community.
Right.
So we want to make sure that they're functional and to the best of the ability, and the person that runs it knows it best.
Right.
So
if you haven't looked at the plans, go to your
Yes.
office, look at them, leave comments. If you go back home and think of something else,
absolutely
go back and put in another comment.
I have had some people that have typed it because it would have been easier than them trying to write it out, which is great.
Or it would be, if it would be me, it would be easier for you to read if I would type it.
That's what it is. So I
Yes.
appreciate that too. And it's not a necessity, but we've gotten people that have brought it back. And that's good.
Good.
So, and then, this last week we were really honoring the nurses. It was National Nurses Week.
I saw a
You
big
saw that
sign, yes.
And then we're going to also be coming up to National Nursing Home Week.
Okay.
So there'll be some celebrations for all of the residents and the staff. And it's just a really nice opportunity. They'll have a tea. They've got some other kind of fun events going on. So please be on the lookout. We've actually asked to have it added to the flash.
Good.
So that everyone is aware.
And all those of us in independent living don't have as much interaction with those people who are nurses. They are out there ready to help us when needed.
Yes, absolutely.
So always a good idea to honor them.
And there's actually a date that they're going to be putting up, because we have quite a few retired nurses.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a date that'll be put out. I don't have it with me right now, but I know they're working out the logistics. They usually do
Good.
a nice little function, so I'm happy
Good.
that we'll be able to do that.
That would be nice.
So lots of good
Good.
things going on.
I did see that coming up this week, I think it's Wednesday of this week, there's a fitness expo coming up.
Yes, so that's a health expo that the team does. It's a great opportunity to see the different types of services and get to meet people and have conversations. We've done it annually, and we get a really good turnout.
It was really fun last year.
So it's very nice. So it's been advertised. So you see the yard signs outside.
Right.
And the fitness team, collaborates with the other departments to put that together.
So it's not just the fitness team. It's all. I know our dietitians will be
Dietitians
there.
will be there. So dining is there. Resident Life is there.
The medical center will be there.
The medical center is there. It's just a really nice opportunity for all of the different business lines and services to come together.
Yes, so good thing to drop in.
Yes.
And that's 12 to 3 in Hunters Crossing.
Hunters Crossing,
on
yes.
Wednesday, the 16th.
Yep.
And another important one to bring up, I think, is on the 22nd. It's a little ways out yet. There's a town hall with the board of directors.
Correct. So we do our annual town hall, and then there'll be a reception following it. This is where Roy O'Connor, who is our resident board member, but also Jackson Bain and and Eileen Erstead, who is also part of the board, will be here to do a presentation along with Ron Taylor and myself. We'll be talking about kind of what a recap of 2017, and kind of what else is going on in 2018, plus the board gives its updates. It's a nice opportunity to come meet the board members and mingle and get to know them, and just kind of hear what's going on. And of course there's the question and answer period also, so we always get good questions there too. So
well, for those who, we always hear people who are a little cynical and saying, well, we don't get a chance to give our input, and we have lots of chances. In the last few weeks we've had many and more upcoming. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, opportunities abound.
Absolutely. We try, and we want to make sure if you want to be heard, please let us know. And it's interesting because I actually put a little blurb in my article
in the Villager?
In the Villager about that as part of our resident satisfaction response is, how do we solicit resident feedback, and if they do have a question or a compliment or a concern, because I get both.
Sure.
I get lots of thank you cards. I get lots of, I don't know what this is, can you tell me about this? Or I need something done about X. Is to make sure that all of the departments, and we've communicated this to our leadership team, you know, and it does take time to become ingrained in the fabric of what we do.
Sure.
Is to make sure that the managers, supervisors, when they're out of their office, if they're on vacation or they're away from the community, that they change their voicemail, that they change their email, because you can imagine how irritating it can be if you send somebody an email, you think they're not responding to you, but they're actually maybe away on vacation.
Sure.
So it's something that's simple but needs to be consistent.
Change that out of office email.
The other part of it is, out of the conversations with residents that I've been having, is to make sure that we, within 2 business days, get back and say, you know, for example, if you have something you've sent me, Susan, I've got this. I may not have a response, or I need to find out the answer. Or I may have to say this doesn't make sense and it doesn't work and I cannot do it, but at least to get back and say that we acknowledge.
Within 2 business days.
Within 2
okay,
business
that's good
days.
to know.
Yes. And that doesn't include comment cards, because sometimes people get confused that a comment card means that you're getting a response back. Those comment cards and those surveys still go
That's
through
just
the
a
normal
comment.
process.
Yes.
They still go through the
Right.
normal process. And I do get comments also that'll say, don't need anything, just letting you know.
Right.
And that's fine. That's
Good.
absolutely fine. So we wanted to make sure that that's
Okay. We have
you know.
less than a minute.
Yes.
Anything else?
Just, you know, I was going through the town halls, getting to talk to people. You know, it was really nice to hear all of the people that were very positive about, you know, you call it repositioning or renovation, because I don't always hear all the things that are positive, but I was surprised and very, very pleased to see how many people said, yeah, this makes sense.
Good.
I've been to other communities. I have family that live other places. My children see this. This is great because this is going to make us look different and better and fresh.
That's terrific.
And so that was really nice to hear.
Good.
And I know that the design committee residents were like, wow, this is good. When somebody gives you a thumbs up,
Yay.
it makes you feel good.
That's
So,
wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always appreciate the time that the design team has put into helping with the road show too.
Yes.
Lots of hours. So
There were a lot of hours for
a
that.
lot of hours.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to tonight's dress rehearsal.
That's right.
I'm so excited.
Everyone
I get to
go and
finally
see the play.
attend.
I'm sure there are still tickets available.
If not, I'll sit on the floor and get to watch it.
There you go. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you for